right before going out. Like, we're winning this game.
We'll give the ball to Asia and get out of the way.
The Aces are 1 win away from a 3rd title.
The second half is our basketball. Shame on us for not coming out the way that we needed to come.
We got a tough road ahead. We're going to keep fighting. That's what this group is about.
We welcome you to the WNBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. Tonight in Phoenix, Arizona, it is Game 4 of these best-of-7 WNBA Finals. The Las Vegas Aces with a 3-0 series lead. The Phoenix Mercury looking to stave off elimination. What a moment to finish up Game 3. Asia Wilson elevating over Wnba and Alyssa Thomas for the signature shot of her iconic career. As we welcome you courtside. Hey everybody, Ryan Ruocco alongside the Hall of Famer Rebecca Lobo. So happy to be with you for Game 4 of the WNBA Finals here on ESPN. It has been remarkable to watch Asia Wilson throughout these playoffs and especially throughout these finals and in a moment like the end of Game 3.
Somehow she still finds a way to surprise us, even though she has been incredible throughout the course of her career and throughout these playoffs. Ryan, she has simply been unguardable, and it hasn't mattered what kind of defense has been thrown at her. She's had multiple defenders, she's had single coverage, she's had double coverage, and that's exactly what we saw in that last play. She catches it, she's got a long defender on her in Wnba. A second defender comes, one of the best defenders in the league, Alyssa Thomas. It doesn't matter, she is still able to hit the tough shots, simply unguardable.
Meanwhile, for the Phoenix Mercury, they were right there in Game 1, right there in Game 3, and yet find themselves in a 3-0 hole. What was the mindset tonight for the Mercury?
Well, talking to the players and their shoot-around this morning, they are certainly focused on this game. They understand they're not going to win a championship tonight. What they want to do is have a lot of pride, come out, play well for their fans, and certainly Kahleah Copper said no one's trying to get swept here. That's in their mind as well.
Well, Wnba are going to have to play a bigger role again tonight with the concussion from Satou Sabally. We saw the way Bonner was able to step up in Game 3 with 25 points, 10 rebounds off the bench, second most points off the bench in finals history. Let's send it to the big three, our studio trio. Elle, Janae, and Trey.
That's right. Thank you, Ryan Ruocco, in the upper bowl, holding things down. And they mentioned Phoenix, they mentioned Kahleah Copper. She joined our pregame show, and I asked her just that. It's a daunting task anyway, and now you'll be without your leading scorer in Satou Sabally. She evoked a lot of confidence. What did you take away from some of the conversations we had on the court?
That exact word. She honestly oozes confidence. She said it was all the North Philly in her. But honestly, Kahleah Copper is lightning in a bottle, and she can unleash it whenever she wants. We saw her do that in the fourth quarter. 11 of her 17 points came in that span. She was knocking down dagger threes, she was getting steals, she was finishing and one at the rim. They will need that over the course of 40 minutes today.
Another thing that we asked Kyle was how her offense got going and what was working for her offensively, and she said not the Bucks and one, because the Aces started Game 3 with some junk defense, and it threw her off a little bit, but now she has that under her tool belt. She has seen zone, she has seen man, she's now seen junk defense. Kyle has to come out on fire. I really appreciated, though, what assistant coach Christy Tolliver told us before the game. She said, we can't think about it like we have to win 4 in a row. We have to win 1 in a row 4 times. So sort of shrinking that task just a little bit to get this win and get 1 win at a time.
It was definitely better than what I said, which is like Desmond Tutu, how do you need an elephant? 1 bite at a time. But that's essentially what they have to do. They can't worry about winning 4 in a row. They have to worry about winning tonight. Conversely, we were joined by Aces star Jewel Lloyd, who, by the way, is 9-0 in finals games between the Storm and the Aces. And we talked about the fact that this is the most difficult one to win. And Asia said it as well. If you're the Aces, what do you need to do to establish yourself and get this win tonight?
One, you play through Asia Wilson. Asia should get touches early and often because Phoenix has not had a matchup for Asia. And when the ball comes into Asia's hands, that's the first key to figure out what Phoenix is doing defensively. Get the ball to Asia to see how Phoenix reacts, and that'll help you understand Phoenix's defensive game plan. And then the biggest thing, too, the Aces always talk about their defense. Asia Wilson said it last game, if defense wins championships, then I'm all aboard. So their defense and get the ball to Asia early.
We have to give a lot of credit to Becky Hickman because this is a team that coming into the postseason led the WNBA in isolation. They've got so many players that can do bags by themselves. But so far this postseason, they've been averaging over 20 the assists. They realize that we all we got. They're spreading the run. Chelsea Gray has looked phenomenal. They have to pressure her. Jackie Young has done an excellent job as a secondary primary ball handler. Their guards have really stepped up, which allows Asia to cook late and bring them home.
We've also talked about the fact that this is an Aces team. When you sort of think about their journey here, if you just picked up the Aces in the finals, you'd say, well, they dominated all season long. That is not the case, right? They're just the third team to start out a season sub 500 after 25 games and even make a final. The other ones were swept in the finals. So it really is remarkable what we're witnessing from Las Vegas right now.
Jewel Lloyd brought up one word, vulnerability. And one of the game's greatest, Simone Augustus told me this, in order to be great, you have to be willing to be vulnerable. She said, as a team, we cried together when we were 500. We bonded together. We spent time off the court together. Those vulnerabilities have now allowed them to play their best version of basketball. Now you're seeing all of their strengths unleashed. It takes a level of vulnerability to go out there and shoot the shot, knowing that you can miss. But when you trust yourself, we get the results like we saw last game. Asia Wilson with an iconic moment.
Yeah, we joked with Jewel. We're like, were you guys just hustling us? Or that's not what we do. We're going to see you at halftime. For now, we get it out to Holly Rowe with more. We're going to see you at halftime. For now, we get it out to Holly Rowe with more.
All right, Al, thank you very much. Getting ready for the start of action between the Mercury and the Aces game 4, these best-of-7 finals. Let's check in now with another Hall of Famer. Here is Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, Becky Hammond knows that her team needed a little something special. She has a mantra at the beginning of the season, and this year, after falling short in the playoffs last year, it needed to be not about their singular stars. It needed to be about each other. You see Becky wearing this hoodie at practices all the time. Optics, what does it look like when you're pouring into your teammates? How do we stay together and have humility? How do I empower my players and they empower each other? We've got to take some risks, and we've got to make sacrifices. When they were sitting at 500, 14 and 14 at the end of July, when this mantra had to come into play, how do you pour into each other to get better? And here they are on the precipice of a championship because of what they've done to lift each other to this moment.
All right, Holly, thank you very much. It's an incredible story. You heard Elle talking about it as well. This is a team that was 500 in early August that suffered the second largest defeat in league history, and now on the brink of a championship. As we take a look at the starting lineups, Gray, Wilson, Young, the big three, flanked by Melissa Smith and Kirsten Bell. For the Mercury, so Wnba Bonner is going to slide into the starting lineup with Satya Savali out after suffering a concussion in Game 3. Bonner's first start since July 16th. Thomas, Copper, Mash, and the rookie Monique Okoa-Makani, the others in the starting lineup for Phoenix. The Phoenix Mercury have won their last 5 games at home when facing elimination. They had Diana Taurasi for those games. It's a different era of Mercury basketball as they try and extend their season tonight. The Aces look to clinch a 3rd title in 4 years. Game 4 of the 2025 WNBA Finals is underway. Game 4 of the 2025 WNBA Finals is underway. Here's Thomas directing the D. Copper will pull. Short on a 3, and the rebound Young.
Talia Copper told us she was going to be much more aggressive. In Game 3, it was about 7 minutes before she had her first field goal attempt.
She talked about how the box and one that Becky Hammond had thrown at her kind of threw her off her rhythm early. It was hard for her to get engaged. As Melissa Smith can't finish, now she can.
But Melissa Smith using her strength in that matchup with Wnba Bonner as her primary defender. And you see here a couple players being face guarded. Wnba Bonner and Talia Copper as Okoa-Makani hits her shot. But you see Vegas starting out in a triangle and 2 in this game. We have not seen that all series, all season from the Vegas Aces. You see Vegas starting out in a triangle and 2.
Not sure we've seen it since the finals against New York a couple years ago as Wilson gets hit on the arm and will shoot 2.
Go back and take a look at the triangle and 2. The 2 players being face guarded in your left corner and then on the left wing. And then you've got the little triangle in the paint. Okoa-Makani recognizes it, does a nice job getting to her spot.
Asia Wilson, the 3rd player in finals history with a 30-point, 10-rebound game. Brianna Stewart, John Paul Jones, the others. She has made and attempted the most free throws in a single postseason in league history. She gets to the line early here in Game 4, and that was something Nate Tibbetts talked to us about earlier today. He said, we put her on the line too much in Game 3. Asia's going to get Asia's, but we can't let that come via the free throw line.
It's hard because she is such a talented player with great quickness and ability. It's hard to defend her without fouling.
Here's Thomas trying to decode the D. Bonner able to flip it in. Here's Thomas trying to decode
and the Phoenix Mercury are going to need the Game 3 version of Wnba Bonner here in Game 4.
Young, a deep three, back ironing off. McCarney, the rebound. Here's the rookie. Bonner will launch. No, rebound Young. Here's the rookie. Couple of deep attempts back to back. Here comes Gray. Getting it into Smith. Taking it to Bonner once again, and that's a foul on Mack. Getting it into Smith. That will be the second personal already on Max. Significant because of Phoenix being down Satu Savalas.
Yeah, they're thin in the post, and they need the post players who have the experience of being on the floor in the finals here to stay out of foul trouble. So a big foul for Mac.
It's been a quieter finals from Melissa Smith after she was very productive for stretches in the semifinals, but clearly an intent to get her looks early on Wnba Bonner. And now, minutes from Kalani Brown as she will check in for Natasha Mack.
She had 4 minutes in Game 2 and did not have any minutes in 1 or 3, and those were late game minutes in Game 2, and it was a bit of a blowout.
And in these playoffs, in total, she has only played 3 minutes outside of those 4 minutes you mentioned in Game 2 of the final. She played 3 in Game 2 against New York. That's it. Did not play in the semis. Getting early minutes here in a must-win Game 4, and that's going to be an offensive foul. And she just tossed Melissa Smith aside.
But Kalani Brown is 6'7", and has great length, and she comes in trying to use her strength. An obvious foul there as she's trying to establish position.
I just want you to know I caught it.
Okay, good. Obvious foul there as she's trying to establish position.
I may not know the trends, but I know my partner. Young cutting through and flips it in.
Jackie Young, her ability to get into the paint and score in the paint has been second to none in terms of guard scoring.
Nice delivery from McCarney as Thomas gets on the board. Alyssa Thomas talked after Game 3 about how you cannot take this opportunity of being in the finals for granted. Didn't feel like her team brought the requisite intent early on in Game 3 before they made that comeback in the second half. Wilson elevates and drops it in over Kalani Brown's extended arm. Asia Wilson is now 4th all-time on the WNBA playoff scoring list. Asia Wilson won't go, and Smith secures it.
Last couple of possessions, Vegas back into a normal man-to-man defense.
Gray cutting through, leads for Smith. Her jumper ends on. Top of the rebound, out in transition. This is where Phoenix can be dangerous. Thomas collects the deflection and hooks it in. Dangerous. Thomas collects the deflection. Delivery from Alyssa Thomas. Dangerous. Thomas collects the deflection. Thomas collects the deflection. 9-8 Aces lead Game 4 with a 3-0 series edge. 9-8 Aces lead Game 4 with a 3-0 series edge.
Already here, seeing the officials letting the players be a little bit more physical than the quick whistle we saw in Game 3. Already here, seeing the officials letting the players
Cole McCarney guarded by Bell. Thomas lobs it in. Brown deep catch and the finish. Plus the foul. Thomas lobs it in. Brown deep catch and the finish.
We hear a lot about players having to stay ready so they don't have to get ready. It It is really hard to barely play throughout the course of an entire playoffs and then to come into an elimination game and give your team strong minutes. We're already seeing that here from Kalani Brown. Tough catch, tough finish.
That's what's been so interesting about Phoenix and what they've had to do with the rotation in the playoffs. See the difference in the minutes and points throughout the entirety of the playoffs compared to tonight thus far for Brown. But in the regular season, Phoenix scored more bench points than any team in the league. They accessed not just Wickham coming off the bench, not just Westfeld, not just Bonner, but also Lexi Held, Kitty Alexa, Kalani Brown. And they've had to shorten that rotation, but they have some capable players who haven't been playing. Nice look from Young, and Smith lays it in.
And by the way, go guard the best player, most unguardable player in the league, Kalani Brown.
Yeah.
Have fun. She's doing a solid job.
Wickham leaves it for Thomas. Lloyd got a hand on it. Kalani Brown. Wickham leaves it for Thomas. Lloyd got a hand on it. That may not have been the look that Nate Tibbetts was hoping for that early in the shot clock. Gray, mid-range, sure.
Bonner got caught on the screen a little bit on that one, and Gray doesn't need much space. We've grown to learn that, and is able to drain that one pretty easily.
Chelsea Gray seeking a fourth championship. One with LA, two with Vegas. Here's Copper, the hesitation, the explosion, and the finish, plus the foul.
We've seen that throughout the course of these playoffs. Kahlia Copper getting the ball, going to her right side. Even when Asia Wilson, a terrific defender, comes over on her, she has been able to finish. Even when Asia Wilson, a terrific defender, comes over on her,
The WNBA Finals are presented by YouTube TV. There's no TV like YouTube TV. The WNBA Finals are presented by YouTube TV. There's no TV like YouTube TV.
Hey, you home? YouTube TV has your favorite sports and live TV in one app.
Jason, you still here?
Sorry, Rick.
Let's go, Skate.
Hey, so you can easily watch the games you want. Your favorite sports and live TV in one app.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade, is it in you? And refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history.
You can't see the nation's fastest internet and wireless network, but you rely on it every day. You can't see the nearly 2.5 million connected businesses, but they fuel growth. And you can't see the interconnectivity of 28,000 public safety teams, but they protect us. So while others shout and make promises they can't keep, AT&T continues building a network that's dependable enough to guarantee.
Mopping is hard work. Then I tried the Swiffer Power Mop. It has a built-in solution that breaks down dirt on contact. Plus, 360-degree swivel head things up along baseboards and even behind the toilet. Bye-bye, bucket. The Swiffer Power Mop. 360-degree swivel head things up along baseboards and even behind the toilet. Bye-bye, bucket. The Swiffer Power Mop.
Final warning. Serious warning. We're not kidding. The playoffs are here. And someone's championship dreams are going to get turned into one very quiet plane ride home. The playoffs are here. Viewer discretion is advised. Someone's championship dreams are going to get turned into the double plane ride home. The playoffs are here. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the WNBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. So many records and accolades for Asia Wilson, who has now scored 4 points in a single postseason than any player in league history. For a little more on Asia, let's check in with Holly.
Well, I talked to Asia today about that game-winning shot. I said, where does it rank as far as your favorite shots of your career? And she said, oh, that's #1. It's really the first game-winning shot I've ever had in my career. Kind of cool, too. She wears number 22, and she hit it with 2.2 seconds left. I said, what was the reaction on social media and people reaching out? She said, I'm not on social media right now. I went after the game. I sat in my my hotel on the balcony and watch Modern Family. I was trying to tune out all the noise, but I'm getting ready to go back to work tonight.
And A'ja Wilson, not only an excellent basketball player, very wise as well. Always good to tune out social media.
And an amazing choice of show as well.
Yes. See Bam in the house, catching the action. With A'ja's parents. See Bam in the house, catching the action. Bam Adebayo, A'ja's parents, boyfriend of A'ja Wilson.
And if anyone's ever watched their kids play at any level, it is smart to have somebody sit between the spouses.
Boyfriend of A'ja Wilson.
And if anyone's ever watched their kids play at any level, it is smart to have
16-14, Aces in front with a 3-0 series lead. Wilson, a three, rims out, Copper able to snatch the rebound.
Really good job here, Jewel Lloyd picking up Copper early, though, slowing down transition in the backcourt.
Got Westbeld in off the bench, so is Wickham and Brown with Copper and Thomas for Phoenix. Westbeld in off the bench. Ray trying to get back to Wickham. She did. 5 to shoot. Wickham, step back over Lloyd, partially blocked. Lloyd and Wickham, former teammates in Seattle, won a couple of championships together. Wilson sees a lane, lays it in. Plus the foul. Won a couple of championships together. Wilson sees a lane, lays it in.
She's stronger than smaller defenders, and she's quicker than bigger defenders, and that's why she can use her skill set to just get by, over, around. She's quicker than here. I mean, that's a lot of contact to absorb and still able to finish. You know what? She's also quicker than smaller defenders and stronger than bigger ones, in fairness.
Yes. There's also just a smoothness to the way she plays, where there's times where you all of a sudden look at the box score and you say, dude, she has 18 already, she has 25 already, because she just makes everything look so easy. Dude, she has 18 already, she has 7 points for A'ja in this first quarter. Trying to close out a third title. Wickham bounces to Thomas. Thomas surrounded, finds Bonner, 5 to shoot, difficult shot, and Bonner couldn't get it to drop.
I thought when Thomas got A'ja Wilson off balance, she could have tried to draw a foul there.
And it would have been the second on her. Gray, connects on a 3, 8-point Vegas lead.
And this is what makes Vegas so tough, right? Is their ability to surround A'ja Wilson with shooters. 9 first-half threes in the last game.
Again, Copper able to dip around the Defensive Player of the Year.
9 first-half threes in the last game.
Here's Wilson working Westbeld. Doesn't get the roll. Thomas looking to push. Working Westbeld. Westbeld thought about the 3, didn't take. Was 0 for 5 in the finals. Now will fire. Westbeld thought about the 3, didn't take. Young, the flick ahead. Wilson, the catch and finish. Beautifully done. Young to Wilson for 2.
Becky Hammond has talked to us so much about how great A'ja Wilson's hands are.
Wickham for the first 3 of the final. She has been ice cold of late, and it's a big one. Had been 2 for 14 from 3. Had not made one since she suffered that knee injury. But it's a big one there in Game 4. Young turns the corner, gets blocked out of bounds. They will stay here with the Aces.
Your 6'4" post player running the floor in full stride. Yes, the pass is great, but the catch. 2 hands looking one way, in stride, catch, step, layup. As you said, Ryan, she just makes it look easy. That's not easy.
With that bucket, passes Candace Parker. He's now 3rd on the WNBA all-time playoff scoring list. And Wilson gets fouled there, a little shaken up. Flexing that right leg. Gets fouled there, a little shaken up. Becky Hammond wants a review for a reckless closeout. Becky Hammond wants a review for a reckless closeout.
Oh yeah, you see her ankle go over after she lands on the toe of Westbeld. Oh yeah.
And they are not going to take a look at that. Now, when the review reckless closeout. What they're looking for is the offensive player's foot landing on the defender's foot in a flush way. In this case, they may not say it was a flush landing on the foot, even though she landed on the foot.
We need to get rid of the flush verbiage, because if you land on someone's foot and it causes your ankle to turn over, it should be a reckless closeout.
Yeah.
I understand that it's not because of that, but it causes your ankle to turn over.
I understand.
I know you spoke about it. I understand that it's not because of that, but
Becky Hammond was an assistant with the Spurs on the play that sparked that rule, with Kawhi Leonard getting hurt on the closeout from Zaza Pachulia in the left corner of the Western Conference Finals. As Phoenix turns it over.
Melissa Thomas thought that Sammy Whitcomb was going to continue her back cut. She didn't, and Thomas's pass was already delivered out of her hands.
Vegas has not turned it over yet in this first quarter. They tied a finals record with just 7 turnovers in game 1. Wilson in the corner, gives it up. Lloyd will fire, and hit from 3. How good has Jewel Lloyd been in these finals? Had 4 first quarter threes in game 3, helping get Vegas off to a good start. Hits one there, it's a 9-point lead for the Aces. Cole McConney looking to shake Lloyd, stops, and gets fouled. A lot of poise there from the rookie of Cole McConney.
I mean, we saw Jewel Lloyd just completely unconscious in the first quarter of game 3 here. Sammy Whitcomb's right there, and just assesses, squares up, and able to drain it in game 3 here.
We're talking to Jewel Lloyd before game 2, and she said this year she just really wanted to get her joy for the game back. That has happened with the Aces. Even as her numbers have decreased, her joy has increased. She just loves this team so much. Take a look at the upcoming WNBA Finals schedule Sunday on ABC. If there is a Game 5 of these WNBA Finals presented by YouTube TV, it'll be 3 Eastern. Game 6 will be Wednesday on ESPN. Back here in Phoenix at 8 Eastern. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app.
I would venture to say, though, that Jewel's joy has increased throughout these playoffs as her game has kind of returned to its previous form.
Usually making shots increases joy for players. Wilson can't finish there. Westbeld, one of the best defenders at the 5 analytically in the league this season. Bonner cutting through, blocked by Wilson, and then it caroms off the head of Bonner, and it'll be Aces basketball.
And that was one of the things that makes A'ja Wilson such a menace when she's on the floor. It's not just what she does on the offensive end, an extraordinary shot blocker, and that time this hits Bonner's head. You mentioned Westbeld, she's the 3rd different primary defender that Phoenix has used in this first quarter trying to slow down A'ja Wilson.
Wilson has 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists and that block. Dana Evans to the corner. Wilson has 10. Lloyd gives it up, 7 to shoot. Evans working behind Wilson. 3 to shoot. Evans the crossover. 7 to shoot. Who was waiting? Evans working behind Wilson. And then the steal. Wilson comes up with it. Lloyd back to Wilson for the finish. Perfectly executed fast break after the errant pass from Westbeld. And Wilson, trying to take the Aces home tonight, has 12 in the first quarter. And Wilson trying to take the Aces home clock turned off. Wickham, lead feed, and Thomas just loses it out of bounds as she had a clear layup.
Couple possessions here late in this quarter from Phoenix.
Wilson the catch, the take, and that'll do it for the first quarter. The Aces a 9-point lead after 1. 30 points put up by Vegas. Time for tonight's Access. Brought to you by Febreze. A'ja Wilson with 12 points in the opening quarter of Game 4, and she is with Holly Rose.
All right, catch your breath for a second, because you come out on fire, you get the block, you get the steal on the other end, and then you make the basket. What is coursing through you right now, A'ja?
Playoff basketball.
You get the steal
One
on the other
possession
end,
at a
and
time.
then you make the basket.
You got to take care of it.
You're getting a lot of attention. You've been able to get to the free throw line. How's your aggressive mindset paying off on both ends?
Ain't nothing changed. I've been guarding like this all season. Like, no, why not? Why change now? So I just got to be aggressive with my teammates and we can get rocking and rolling.
Thank you.
A'ja Wilson, the three-time Defensive Player of the Year. 12 points in the first, a 9-point lead for the Aces after one quarter. Game three-time Defensive Player of the Year. 12 points in the first, a 9-point lead for the Aces after one quarter. Game three-time Defensive Player of the Year. 12 points in the first, a 9-point lead for the Aces after one quarter.
How did I get here? I prepared for every game and for the years after, because games end, but life keeps going.
Invest in your future with SPY, the original S&P 500 ETF from State Street.
Your daughter's turning 9 today.
Invest in...
And your company's merger is turning on you. Time isn't on your side, but the team is. Specialists who know data, strategy, and finance.
Ben, what do you got for me?
Not what, it's who.
Hi, everyone. The dream team.
A team that knows you can't enjoy your daughter's big day, worried about your company's reputation. Deloitte. Together makes progress.
This line. Fire orange. This line's not decoration. It's a declaration. For every young girl who was told, wait your turn. And for everyone who won't. This line is yours.
What is a smile? Is it a simple shape our mouths make when we're happy? Or is it something even more important than that? At Operation Smile, it's breathing, eating, and living with less pain. It's a symbol of hope. And because of you, we can bring that hope to so many who need it. Scan or go online to learn more.
At GovX.com, this is what service looks like. And this, because service wears many uniforms. If you or your spouse served, military, first responders, or government, you've earned more than respect. At GovX.com, unlock special savings on the brands you trust, because your service should be rewarded every day. Over 2,000 brands, thousands of exclusive discounts, just for you. Savings for those who serve. Join for free today at GovX.com.
Well, when you think about WNBA dynasties, it starts with the Houston Comets, who won the first 4 WNBA championships from 97 to 2000. Then how about the Minnesota Lynx? Won 4 in 7 years from 2011 to 2017. And now the Las Vegas Aces seeking a 3rd championship in the last 4 seasons. We chat with their head coach, Becky Hammond, right now. Started the second quarter of Game 4, a 30-21 lead for the Aces. Becky, what did you think about the way A'ja Wilson came out in that first quarter?
Just aggressive. I was curious to see what their rotations look like. I mean, we want her to get early and often looks. Get in there. But no, I just thought she was aggressive. She knows she can put the ball on the floor. She was mixing things up defensively. We get stopped. We get real dangerous.
Both teams going to a 2-3 zone right now. What do you want to see from your team defensively here?
Lock the heck out, Rebecca.
All right, thank you, Becky. That is Becky Hammond. We'll get her some Manuka honey for that voice. As Copper banks it in on the follow.
It's worth noting, Ryan, that Phoenix has only played a handful of possessions of zone defense this season.
Lloyd can't hit that one. Long rebound. Nicole McConney flags it down.
And none in the playoffs.
Copper. Back ironing off, Megan Gustafson the rebound, trapped immediately in some trouble, finds Evans. And now the Aces have numbers. Gray with some options. Lloyd in the corner. You bet!
Couple mistakes by Phoenix on that possession. One, the quick early shot in transition. Two, when they allowed the rebounder to pass it out, quickly led to the fuel for Vegas's fast break.
Second 3 and a half for Lloyd. Smith intercepts it. Too many mistakes from Phoenix in this first half, while the Aces have made none. Literally 0 turnovers thus far. Gray again! They might not need a plane to get back to the strip tonight.
In the club, I might just pause. Look at my feet, come kiss my toes. I move my waistline fast and slow. I do too much, yeah, I do plenty. Friday and I just got paid. I can talk my talker days. They love how I fling my braids.
Keep your chest lifted.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go, 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 go.
This is Judy and Pedro. They just bought their first home and are learning a lot. Thanks to Google, Pedro knows more than he wanted to about gravel.
Oh.
And Judy wouldn't call herself a plumber, but she dabbles.
Wait, how do these things work together?
Honey, I did it!
So far, if they've learned one thing about home ownership, is that there's a lot to learn. Good thing you can just ask Google.
For type 2 diabetes, once-weekly Mounjaro could help. 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. And people lost up to 25 pounds. Don't take Mounjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or vision changes. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Taking Mounjaro with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills, and before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and may cause kidney problems.
I can do diabetes differently with Mounjaro.
Pay as little as $25 per month. Ask your doctor about Mounjaro.
The Big 12 Conference, unpredictable.
Let's go!
Iowa State at Colorado. Arizona State at Utah. Who will make a statement? Saturday on ESPN.
Welcome back to the WNBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. The Aces looking to close out a sweep tonight in Game 4, and they have opened up a 16-point lead here in the second quarter.
And Vegas has been deadly in transition, and a mistake here. You have 2 players on the rebounder. Megan Gustafson does a terrific job of finding her outlet, and once she does, Vegas now has numbers 4 on 3. Share the ball, one more pass. Jewel Lloyd with the open 3 in the corner, and then Chelsea Gray coming down using the screen. Thomas gets stuck behind. She drains it. They are firing on all cylinders.
A 9-2 run with 3 different players making a 3 during it, all while Asia Wilson is on the bench. 11 assists on their 14 made field goals with no turnovers. And again in a zone. Here's Copper. Lloyd got a deflection. And wow, I mean, just so many mistakes right now from the Mercury.
And Vegas went to their zone. It changed things in Game 1 in this series. They haven't gone to it a lot since then, but Phoenix has been working on it. They know how to attack the zone. They've just been making some silly mistakes.
6 turnover for Phoenix. Lloyd off to Gray. Gray, step back, no good. Rebound poked in the air by Lloyd. Another terrific offensive board. It's been a theme all playoffs for Jewel Lloyd.
Her pursuit of the boards from the perimeter has been incredible.
Evans connects on a corner pop.
Vegas is 7 of 11 from 3.
They set a finals record with 9 first-half threes in Game 3. They're in pursuit of that tonight. Westbell too much on it. That's deflected out of bounds. And it will stay here with the Aces.
Just to keep your eyes on Jewel Lloyd. She's not even in the frame at the start of the replay, and then just comes in, taps it to herself, and then it leads to this. Just a catch and the pass to Dana Evans. She has been rock solid in these finals as well.
Lexi Held now going to get some minutes for Phoenix as Nate Tibbetts seeks answers. Held has played 4 minutes all playoffs, but was a big part of the rotation for a lot of the year before suffering a collapsed lung. Gray spinning, taking, doesn't get the roll. And Bonner swipes the rebound over to Copper. One thing we've seen from Phoenix, all playoffs long, they can overcome a big deficit. We saw it in game 3. Copper swoops in for 2. They were down 17 at the start of the fourth quarter in game 3 and came back to tie it. They're down 17 right now with a lot of real estate left in the second.
And it's going to cause, it's going to necessitate a much different approach on the defensive end of the floor.
Evans misses that 3.
Just in terms of their intensity.
Also going to need to do a better job taking care of the ball than they have thus far. Copper dribbles it off the foot of Smith. They're going to say that's Ace's ball, but no, clearly it's going to be Phoenix ball. And now they're going to come together and say it's, wait, yes, it's going to be Phoenix basketball. I mean, it's clearly off the foot of Melissa Smith.
I'm glad they came together and did not require a waste of a challenge.
Yes, yes. Talia Copper was about to go from stunned to apoplectic.
Yes.
With good reason. Here's Copper, her 3. No. And she is now 0 for 3 from deep. Wilson back into the game for the Aces. Had 12 in the first. Wilson deep catch. Too much on it. Now Thomas in transition, always so dangerous. Copper cutting through the lane, unable to lay it in. Smith got a hand on the rebound to guide it to Evans. Evans pizza pies it home.
That's the conundrum when you're defending Dana Evans. It's her ability to shoot from 3, and then she's the quickest player on the floor.
Already 8 off the bench for Evans, who had 21 in game 1. Westbeld can't hit. Thomas sneaks it in, plus the foul. Then has something to say to Dana Evans afterwards.
Vegas sitting in their zone, so Phoenix is going to have to be able to make 3s. This one is kind of like a pass right to Alyssa Thomas. She's there and finishes. I like Evans' reaction, though, just smiling.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Smile and wave, boys, smile and wave.
6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Alyssa Thomas. Meanwhile, Phoenix is 1 for 9 from 3-point range, while Vegas is 7 for 12.
And if they continue to struggle to score hit from the perimeter, Vegas can just stay in that zone.
Lloyd. Hands off to Young. Jackie Young has been excellent in these playoffs, averaging over 20 points per game. Young, mid-range. Back iron it off. Here comes Held off the rebound. In the first minutes in the finals. Trying to bring a spark to Phoenix. Thomas draws 2, lost it, but ends up with Wickham. Back to Thomas, 5 to shoot. Trying to get it to Bonner, taken away. 7th turnover for Phoenix in this first half. Wilson spins, floats, can't hit, but gets the whistle. And Asia Wilson is going back to the line for her 6th and 7th free throws of the night. Vegas already with 13 points off of the Mercury's 7 turnovers. As we check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, when Becky Hammon got the job coming to the WNBA from the Spurs, she took a page out of Greg Popovich's book when he would have a conversation with Tim Duncan. She said, I used that same mindset with Asia Wilson. I went to her and I said, I have got to be able to coach you hard in front of other people. So if I'm holding you accountable, everybody else on this team has to be accountable. Asia said, okay. She has allowed Becky to be hard on her, push her, drive her, and we are seeing the greatness of Asia Wilson because Becky Hammon has taken her to a new level. Great assist from the Spurs on that one.
Great stuff, Holly, and just an incredible combination with Becky and Asia. One win away from a third title in 4 years together. Wilson creeping down, fading away. No.
And Bonner, the last few possessions on Wilson, the fourth different player who's her primary defender in this first half alone.
Copper wheeling inside for the finish. And the foul. No, it will be a charge as Gray, always willing to give up her body, draws the offensive foul.
See Chelsea Gray come over as the help side defender. Establishes, are they going to challenge?
I think Phoenix is going to challenge. As Gray, had she owned that real estate before Copper started that upward motion? We'll find out in a moment. Step aside, second quarter action. Aces by 18 in game 4.
Say you get a surf shack on Airbnb. Now you can also get a surf lesson with a pro surfer. Or if you get a place in Mexico City, you can also get a taco tasting with a food critic. You can even get a home in the heart of Seoul and a dance class, K-pop style.
Yeah. All of my girls looking good and they got their own money.
Homes, experiences, and services. Now you can Airbnb more than an Airbnb.
Who does Asia Wilson think she is? Waiting till age 11 to start playing basketball, then dominating on every court since. Like who does she think she is? She'll block your shot, then back you down. She'll put you in a blender and spit you out. She's too strong and too petty. She's a model and a role model. The nerve. She thinks she can be whoever she wants. And just when you think she can't do more, she does. 2-time scoring leader, 3-time defensive player of the year, 7-time All-Star, 2-time champion. And you're telling me she just became the first ever 4-time MVP? Who does Asia Wilson think she is? She is who she thinks she is.
How did I get here? I prepared for every game and for the years after, because games end, but life keeps going.
Invest in your future with SPY, the original S&P 500 ETF from State Street.
Let it storm. Let it thunder. High as a mountain, deep as a river, come rain or come shine. Days may be cloudy or sunny, but I'm with you, baby. I'm with you, rain or shine.
Phoenix challenging the charge call on Copper. Let's get the ruling.
Upon review, defender Chelsea Gray is there prior to the upward shooting motion. The encore ruling of an offensive foul stands. This is an unsuccessful challenge. Phoenix loses their timeout and the ability to challenge subsequent plays.
So an unsuccessful challenge for Phoenix as Gray had owned the real estate prior to that upward motion from Copper. And
Chelsea Gray's impactful defensive plays. You see her take the charge here. How many times have we seen throughout the course of the finals her just stripping the ball out of a post player's hands? For some reason they count it as a block instead of a steal, but she has so many of them throughout these playoffs.
Young's deflected. Gray gets it, finds space, missed it right. Lloyd, another offensive rebound.